Hi everyone, welcome to this Let's Chat LinkedIn Live with us here at Neurobox. It's great to have your company for what I know is going to be another fantastic conversation with one of my favourite people in the neurodivergent community. But we'll get into who our guest is in a moment. As I say, my name's Donna Stevenson. It's great to have your company. I'm the host for these in LinkedIn Lives. I'm wearing a grey Neurobox t-shirt and a denim jacket. And we're going to have a real chat about the links between being an entrepreneur, being neurodivergent, and some of the great work that we're doing here at Neurobox. And I can think of no better guest to guide us through that than Elizabeth Takyi. Now, Elizabeth, you are a Neurobox ambassador, a keynote speaker, but you're also the lead, the program lead on this great work that we're doing here at Neurobox around this mentoring scheme, mentoring program that I know we're going to get into in a moment. Before we do get started, I don't know if you want to say hello to everyone who's listening to this.
Hello, everyone. Hello, my name's Elizabeth Takyi. Donna's nicely introduced me. Thank you for that. That's a lovely introduction there. And I'm wearing a black top, and yeah, I'm here speaking to Donna today.
Yeah, brilliant. And it's great. It's lovely to chat with you in this way. So, as I said, you're one of my favourite people in the community. A lot of us know who you are because your reputation precedes you. But I want to focus in because there's so much we could speak about, Liz, as we know. But I want to focus in on the great work that you've done, Elizabeth, in our community as a CEO. And this might be a part of your work that a lot of folks don't know about. So you set up your company A2I. Can you tell us a little bit about the journey that you had as, a woman in a leadership position, a woman in business as a CEO? What was that journey like for you?
Wow. Okay, I wish we had all day to talk about this, but we haven't. We've got however long we've got on this program. But it's a real honor to be able to be speaking about this journey that I was on. And the reason why I got really excited with Let's Talk, this program, is because I've had a few people reach out to me in the past. Oh, how do I start my company? I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. And when I was starting, that's the point I was at. This was 2015 when I had the idea. When I finished my postgraduate, professional graduate in teaching qualification, it's when I thought, well, what next? I really wanted to go into teaching, but sometimes we've got the plan, but there's always another plan, isn't it? We think this is the way we're going to go, and then it goes another way. So I started the company, and I think the person that actually really inspired me was Aaron Smith, believe it or not.
Okay, yeah.
Aaron was actually working at the BDA at the time, and I remember I needed support with my dyslexia, and I couldn't find one locally. So I got in touch with the British Dyslexia Association, and I think Aaron happened to pick up the phone. And so I said, "What do I do?" And he said, "Set one up. Set up an association in Wandsworth if there isn't one." And so I did. It was started off as a support group where people used to just kind of come in and get the support they needed. But I think for me, we needed more help than beyond just a chat and a coffee and a biscuit, you know. So from there, I just thought, actually, I can do this better. So the company then was born a year later. So the support group started in 2015, and then we launched the company in 2016. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
amazing. And from that inspiration of thinking that there wasn't anything there, my goodness, what you did with A2I was
Yeah.
amazing, wasn't it? And I
Yeah.
know that at one point you got this special award from the BDA and
Yeah.
so on. And I'm guessing on the back of that, then, Elizabeth, this is why you're so well placed to run this mentoring scheme, which we'll chat about in a minute, because of, like you say, people reaching out to you asking about
Mm.
how to start your business and so on. When you think back to that time, though, um, what did you learn about yourself in terms of the strengths regarding, you're very open about your neurodiversity,
Yeah.
which we all appreciate. What kind of areas of strength did you think, yeah, this is because of my dyslexia or whatever? What were your thoughts on that?
It's really funny, actually. I actually attended the test show, and I'm not too sure what the test stand for, the TES, something education show, I think it is. And this was back in 2015, 16. And as I walked through the door at I think it was in Angel. somewhere in London, and a book caught my eye, and the book was Creative Successful Dyslexic, which is written by Margaret Rook. And I saw that book, I looked at it and I thought, I really want to buy that book and read about it. In fact, I was so broke. I didn't have no money to buy the book, believe it or not. I was so skint at the time. I just come out of university unemployed and didn't really know where to take this. So I purchased that. A friend of mine lent me the money and I bought the book and I read the book. Believe it or not, I'm a slow reader, but I read that book in like a day and a half. I was really keen to find out what other people were doing. And in that book, written by Margaret Rook, there was a lot of people that have got dyslexia. In fact, beginning of their journey resonate with me. Going to school, failing the education system, didn't know where to take it, what was next. And I was in the same sort of position at that point. And so after I finished reading the book, actually, I think there's more in me than just me thinking I can't do this or I can't, nobody's going to employ me. I'm sure there's a lot more gifts I've got in me and I can do this. So that's when I've kind of got the idea from, and I said, I'm going to set up my own company helping out the dyslexic people. And that's not just, it's going to be the journey that I've been on, which is education, entrepreneurship, and employability. And so those were the three areas that we were focusing on. So the strengths and what came out of me, I've always kind of had this feeling that I can change the world if I want to. But I think having the right support and having the right people with you and having people believing that you can do it, and also you believing that you can do it, you can actually, execute whatever you've got, whatever plan, whatever idea it is. But I was at a very low point, and it was a point where I was like, I can't sink any further, but to swim my way up. And the only way to get my way back up to where I wanted to be was to actually do what I did. I can't sit here and take all the credit. We had such amazing people working with us. A lot of our trainers, our teachers, our assessors, the admin team, everybody made it possible. The social media team and everyone kind of made it what it was. So if anybody saw anything on LinkedIn or any of the social media platform, it looked glamorous. There were people doing that behind the scene. I was more or less just at the front, but there were so many people in the background that made the company what it was. There's no way I could have done this by myself. So I wanted to also give credit to people that supported us along the way. And our funders, of course, the funders that funded a lot of the programs we did. Without them, none of A2I would never have existed. So I wanted to put that out there as well.
Yeah, which is so typical of you. You're always so generous in that way. But
Mm.
it was your idea and you curating everybody to come round under your leadership, Liz, really.
Yeah.
It's great to hear you talking that way, how you kind of think about the strengths that you brought. And these strengths are back again, big time, in terms of what you're doing at Neurobox regarding this mentor program that you've put together. So first of all, can you tell us what the program is?
Okay, so the Neurobox Mentor Program, it's anybody who's neurodivergent, anyone who's got disability, or in fact long-term health conditions as well, because that's what we deal with at Neurobox. And if you've got a business idea, or you've already established your business, but you just need someone to, I normally say just someone to really reach out to and someone to talk to. But obviously we've scheduled the program in a way that every fortnight is a different topic that we cover. And why I was really passionate when Ben and Deborah at the time came up with, I think it was more Deborah's idea, and then Ben asked me, and I said, of course I'll do that. For me, when when we closed the company, something was missing. I hadn't finished my mission, to be honest, and I felt a little bit empty. Like I felt like there's more I could do to really help people who are neurodivergent. So, so going back to your question, is for people who start their business or who's got an idea and thinking, I really want to do this, but I don't know how to, or who have established, but really just might need someone to speak to in terms of wherever they are, wherever they're at the time. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's what the
brilliant.
program's about. It is
Yeah.
UK based only.
Yeah, UK.
So you have to be in the UK. Yeah.
Like you say, neurodivergent, long-term health, disability, business idea. And I love what you say about kind of plugging the gap in terms of maybe what your A2I work had kind of left. You're picking that up again with all this wisdom and so on. Why was it, I think I know the answer to this, Elizabeth, what I'm going to ask. Why was it important to you and what does the programme try to do? So 2 parts. Firstly, why was it important to you to get involved in this?
Yeah, I think it was important because I've met so many people in my walks of life in terms of, in this space, this neurodiversity space, that have got really burning, passionate idea, but they just don't know how to start, or they don't know where to go. And if they do know where to go, nothing comes for free. You know, I remember that when I was first starting my company, I didn't know about CICs. I didn't know about charities. I didn't know CIC, meaning community interest company. I didn't know where to take it, but I knew I wanted to do something. So I had to reach out to someone who had knowledge in this, and I had to pay for it. I had to pay for, even though I had very little money, I had to save and pay for all these services. And I think where with the Neurobox mentor program, it's actually for free. And I always said, I wish I had this when I was starting. And it's a space where you can ask as many questions as you want. And, the support doesn't end when the program ends. We're still here to support people. So because I didn't have that initial start of help, I've imagined, and I don't even want to say I assume, because I know that a lot of people that want to start up their businesses sometimes think, I don't even know where to go with this. I don't know what help I can get out there. So when this was created, it felt like the right thing to do and the right thing to kind of support the mission of Neurobox to get to where they want to be, and also help people to establish their businesses. And of course, statistically, there's 20% of neurodivergent people who are business starters.
Mm.
And so for me, it was like, if they really want to do it themselves and they can, and then why not? And if I can help in any way, then I'm here to support their vision and mission. Yeah.
Brilliant. So, Elizabeth, talk us through who can apply. You said the kind of community, which is great, but it can be somebody, I'm thinking, who've just got an idea for a business and don't know where to turn, or somebody maybe a bit further on. Okay, I've had my idea, I've got some infrastructure, but I might need some help. Can people join who are in different places on that business journey?
No, actually, no.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought I better make that very
Yeah.
clear. Yeah. I mean, and I think that's because of my disability and my neurodivergent conditions. Because I'm quite structured in everything I do. For me, it would make sense if we start from the beginning and we end where we end. Obviously, if some of the sessions you feel, oh, actually, I've already done company's house stuff, I know how to register my company, and you didn't want to attend that session, that's fine. But rather than maybe people just coming in for 1 week and then that's it, we don't see them again. It doesn't really, for me, I think that would throw me slightly, because, and that's purely me and not anybody else. I like consistency, and I like things to follow, and I like to see an end to everything. Yeah. So it will be from the beginning to the end. But if someone felt like, well, actually, I know how to do marketing, I know how to do branding, or I know how to do my company's house registration, then that's fine. You don't have to attend that particular session. But we would like to see people see it through for the 6 months period.
That's great. So enroll and go on that real journey with you, and dip in and dip out if you need. But you've got experts, I'm thinking, but then also there's time with you to ask questions and quite bespoke support as well, which is brilliant. What can people do listening to this who want to find out more? Then reach out to you, I'm guessing, or?
Yes. So on the Neurobox page, and also I think I reshared it as well on LinkedIn, and our website, I think it might be on a website as well. I'm not too sure, but I have to double check. There is a link that says, how to join, or you can find out on Neurobox page on LinkedIn how to, sign up for the program. And when you go on there, it tells you everything, the criteria, the terms and conditions, everything's on there. So you can actually register, and then once we've got the numbers of people that we're looking for, obviously I will be in touch with the individual person. Yeah. But it should be on LinkedIn and our website, and I think all the other social media platforms, it should be on there.
Great stuff. And what we'll do is we'll make sure we make those links nice and clear when people are listening to this conversation as well. And if people miss out this time, am I right in thinking it's like a carousel, isn't it? It runs again after you've gone through one journey. Take a pause and then it goes again.
Yes. So we'll run it. Really, ideally, we were going to do it twice a year. So it'll be a January to like a July, and then from maybe sort of August to 6 months. So maybe a January to a June rather, with a break in the middle, and then from an August to December. So that's how originally it was supposed to be. But for some reason, it looks like we've only been running it one set instead of two set. So the first one we ran was a pilot scheme, and it works really well. So this is the second lot that we're running. So it starts in June, and I think it ends in November. And then we have like more or less the 2 weeks to kind of round things up, and then hand over the certificates and things. But ideally, it should be a two-part thing, like
Yeah,
beginning of the year and then at the end of the year.
yeah,
But so far
brilliant.
this year, we're only doing it June to November. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess you're still kind of figuring out how to manage it in the most effective
Mm.
way for your attendees, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
It sounds brilliant.
Yeah.
And this
And
is why.
also,
Oh,
yeah,
please,
sorry,
yeah,
Donna, because
yeah,
also because I have
please.
other roles as well at
Yes, yes.
A2Y. I've had other roles as well at Neurobox. I was about to say A2Y then. Other role at
That's because
Neurobox.
we're talking about A2I. I've took you right back, isn't it?
Yes, there are other roles as well that I have to fulfill here.
Yeah,
So I have to make sure that my time's managed really well. And obviously, I also work part-time. So there's only so much
that's
time that
right.
I can fit into it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's
Mhm.
brilliant. It
But it
really is.
does run on Wednesdays, and it's every
Wednesday,
fortnight,
right?
Wednesdays.
Yeah,
Every fortnight on a Wednesday, we meet as a group, and then we meet once a month individually to set the goal
right.
planning. Yeah,
And it's virtual, isn't it? I think
it's
you make
virtual.
that clear because people might say, "Oh, I want to do it, but where is it?" It's virtual, so it's very easy to be a part of it as well.
Yes, yeah.
And like
So
you
does it?
say, it's free, which I think is just amazing. The fact that it's
Yes,
free, isn't it?
yeah. I mean, so far I had to do a few Googles, and I can't find any other company that's doing this
No,
for free of
something
charge.
to be really proud of.
Yeah,
But
I
this is
can't
in
see them.
large part because you're here as well, isn't it, Elizabeth,
Mm,
in terms of what you're giving back.
yeah.
And speaking about giving back and making a difference for the community, as we record this, it will be going live during Neurodiversity Celebration Week. And we know this time around, the theme is celebrating different minds. And beyond all the great work that you've been talking about, I want to tap in, as I always do, to some of your wisdom about what does that mean to you? What does celebrating different minds mean to you? And how can we try to figure out that we do that for ourselves and the folks that we're connected to?
Yeah, I think it's really important. I mean, celebrating different minds. It's just so great that we can talk about neurodiversity and disabilities and other things as well openly. Because sometimes, and I have to speak for myself, I'm going to use me as an example in this case. Sometimes we can self-doubt, and that's me. And I think, well, can I really do this? Um, and that goes back to obviously growing up and knowing that from my childhood of growing up and thinking, can I not? People are going to look at me differently. I don't think I'm going to be able to do this really well. But now that I know I can, I know that I can bring so much to the table. And I think celebrating different minds is really important for people from the neurodiversity community, because we think so differently and we think outside the box, and our ideas are brilliant. Coming back to me as an example again, sometimes it's just very difficult to execute that on paper, but I've got it in my head and I really got it and I can do this. But how do I now transparent that onto like a piece of paper or whatever? So I think to speak about it, to know what that we're capable of doing and what we can do, and celebrating different minds is just so amazing. Such a brilliant title for the Neurodiversity Celebration Week for Neurobox. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a great title.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a great time. I guess it's about believing in yourself, really,
Mm,
isn't it? And
mm,
getting to that place where you feel that you're confident enough to share and taking
mm,
pride in what you do.
mm,
And I was so appreciative that you are in that place, Elizabeth, because
mm.
the difference that you make for the community in many ways is huge. So taking us through what happens in this mentor program, again, it's a perfect fit for what your history's been and the skills that you've got. So thank you. And a big thanks to Neurobox as well for putting this on offer to the community, because like you say, it's very rare to get this support, and I'm going to say it again, it's free, which is
Yeah,
kind of, yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? This is how
yeah.
it should be.
Mhm.
So thank you. It's always lovely to chat with you. I'm so glad we had the excuse for this Let's Talk. And thank you to everybody who's listened. Wasn't that really inspirational? This is a great first Let's Chat to start Neurodiversity Celebration Week. So a big thanks to Elizabeth and the team at Neurobox. Please do reach out to the links if you want to find out more about that brilliant mentor program, all you budding entrepreneurs out there. And join us next time around for another great conversation. Until then, bye everyone.
Thank you. Bye bye.